Welcome back to another video with Optimized Aesthetics. Today we're going to be talking about how to maximize your story views and specifically 2 strategies that we're going to talk about that have completely transformed our business and just really helped us reach our targeted audience.
Yeah, these 2 specific things, and we'll kind of go on some tangents as we dive into them from my perspective, who've used the analytics and the sticker taps and profile visits and things that you should already be studying in your back-end analytics if you're not already. I mean, those are just, usually within the first hour, the first 12 hours, and then all the way up before your story expires. You should be scrolling down to the bottom on your story and looking at those things like profile visits, follows, link clicks, all those things. So we're going to dive into each one specifically, and then we'll kind of go on some rants as we're jumping into those. These are 2 strategies that we've learned maybe in the past, it's maybe been about 6 months or so now since we started these 2 specific strategies, and really took some time of trial and error and testing them to see if they really work. And now we're at a point where we have 5x and even sometimes 10x our story views by just doing these 2 simple things. So the first one we're going to talk about is letting your story expire. I don't fully understand why Instagram does this. There is some speculation, some things I assume why. But when I say letting your story expire, that means when you post something one day at 9 a.m. and you post maybe 3, 4, 5 different stories, you don't post, you let those stories go all the way until the next day and until all those stories expire. So if you post your last story at 12 p.m., you wait till the next day at 12:01 p.m. to post your next story. And this is the simplest thing ever, but I guarantee it'll crazy maximize your story views. And I'm sure you've noticed before, and maybe you've never thought about it, where you're like, why did this story get so many more views than the one from 2 days ago? And you could overthink it and assume it's because it's a selfie or because you have your kid in it. But a lot of time, the main reason why is that you're letting it fully expire. One of the biggest things that I understand is that Instagram, when you're letting your story fully expire, they have no data on what that new story, like what people like and what they don't like about it. So they are going to put it in the top, 5 stories or 10 stories of a lot more people to see if they're going to like it or not. So now talking about that story, that when you let it expire and start again, this is very important of being analytical with that story. So Victoria, you can talk a little bit about some of the things that we've learned with that first story after them being expiring, and we call it a banger. Let's just be very honest here. We call those stories a banger, and they do really, really well, and they kind of the views skyrocket what they normally are within the first hour. Yeah. So what things do you do to make that first story a quote unquote banger?
Yeah, I mean, number 1 is always have a hook, and I think that's something that we overthink, or maybe we don't do enough. But if you're explaining, number 1, let's say you're posting a picture of a product, you're not just going to say, this is my favorite vitamin C serum. You're going to actually say, this product is going to transform your skin. Yep. And then you'll go into the benefits of it. I think that we overthink things, and that maybe somebody, I always say, don't sell, educate. So when you're posting that post, making sure that number 1, you have a hook. So you're saying the best serum that's going to transform your skin. And people are like, wow, what is this serum that's going to transform my skin? And then you go through all the pain points of what your, targeted audience, so your clientele or, new people who are looking at your post, what solution are you solving for your audience? So making sure that you are very direct and you have that hook when you're posting your posts. And I know that's something that we noticed when we just kind of posted throughout the day, is that you may notice that your stories get less and less views. So Instagram is a never ending, trial and error process. But one thing that we have noticed is that making sure that we maximize our story. So when you're posting, be super intentional. So something that we've been doing lately is letting our story expire, and the first post always gets crazy reach because you let it expire.
Yeah, and going back to what you said about the hook and the information on those posts, I mean, stories are just like, say, Instagram Reels, where retention is the biggest factor. If people are just going to immediately skip your story as soon as they click it, especially on that first story, the issue is that also every story that comes after that, Instagram is going to assume that your stories suck that day, to be very blunt. But yeah, the retention is huge. So if you can get somebody to sit on your story and read through something, or especially if you can get somebody to click your profile, we've noticed that some of our bigger stories either have a ton of link clicks or just profile visits. Instagram loves a good old profile visit. And the reason why they love when people visit your profile from a story is because to Instagram, they go, oh, they just kept this person on the platform even longer, right? So they're assuming that your story is so engaging, it's going to keep somebody on the Instagram platform longer. So going from there, when we talk about, a good hook and good engaging strategies, the next thing I want to talk about on that first story and just in stories in general and something that you can test yourself. This is something that we're still playing around a lot with, but it's things like either putting a link on a story, or compared to putting like a sticker, like a slider, or one of those ones that you can make an emoji and it makes the hearts go everywhere, or really any type of engaging link clicking story. So it feels like a double-edged sword with these, because if you have something really good and people are clicking the link a lot or clicking and engaging with that story a lot, Instagram will drive your story views through the roof because they're going, wow, this story is so good. Let's say 10% of people who see it are clicking it and engaging with this story. Like they're responding to the story, they're pressing something on the story. So Instagram is assuming it must be a really good story. But on the flip side of that, if it's, say, a link to something and your hook is not very good on your story, and whatever link that you have there is not enticing enough for your followers to click that link, Instagram will actually do the opposite and they'll tank your views, because then they're going, wow, they put a link there and 1% of people clicked it. This story must be really boring. Don't give it to more people. So it is, and this is where things, and the reason why I say this, especially with links, is because a lot of times we're posting links to open appointments or selling a product. So be very mindful, especially when you post one of those two things, that you're really grabbing the attention of people and making them really curious to want to click that link. And if we're talking about booking and conversion, we can talk about that in another episode, but let's just talk about, let's get them to the point to even click that link.
I think, it's so silly, but stories you're telling a story. So if you're clicking through, let's say that you have your post of why this treatment or this product is going to transform your skin. So maybe say your first story is going to be this product will transform your skin. Then the second story, you're going to list the benefits. And then the third story, you're going to post that link because people are intrigued till the end, and then you'll get more link clicks in that, story that you're telling. And so it's all about, just like with Reels, you're trying to keep your audience engaged and be very intentional. And not that you can't, have fun with your stories, but if you want to focus on sales or booking new appointments, be super intentional. And I used to share everybody's reposts of things that they tagged me in, and my story views just went downhill. So not saying that you can't ever do that, but something that I've been trying to do and being very strategic with my post is, telling my story. And then if I want to repost something, reposting something in that moment. And, it's Instagram, unfortunately, it is our business. And, we want to, I want to share the love and I want to repost everybody's post. But if you're trying to maximize your stories, you truly do have to be intentional with them. So making sure that we're being mindful of these things and just making sure that we're not just throwing things out there.
Yeah. It's okay to repost a story. It's okay to tag something. It's okay to post something silly, but it's just understanding where that fits in the kind of like Victoria mentioned, the story of your stories. And I also want to mention too, and I this is something that I've been spending a lot of time thinking and kind of figuring out as we talk to an amazing esthetician, Face by Mace, who crushes it on stories. She posts really consistent. She posts a lot of stories, and Victoria had an amazing conversation with her. That's actually going to be coming out on a podcast within the next few days if you're watching this, or might already be out on YouTube. But she was talking about the fact that if she overthought how she posted her stories and spent too much time thinking how to make a perfect story, she would never post a story. And I think that is a really valuable piece of information. So I don't want this video to deter you from posting anything or only posting one thing a day. And this is something that we've been learning and figuring out how it fits in our business model, our life in general, because we have 2 kids at home and a marriage. So posting, I help Victoria's stories, but majority it's just her. But her posting stories is one more task to add on. And if she had to do 30 of those a day, she'd be pretty darn drained. Yeah. So we're trying to figure out, and for every business could be different, trying to figure out this perfect balance into using these techniques that would, and I told Victoria this after, and I talked to Macy about it a little bit as well. It's like, if you changed your strategy, you could probably 5x your story views. And she was like, maybe I could, but then if I overthink that strategy, I might not post any stories at all. So for us, we're trying to figure out what that perfect balance is between maximizing story views, but then never deterring you from posting a story because you go, well, this is going to flop. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I've been telling Victoria that recently of like, it's okay to have a flop than nothing at all. But if we can, let's try to maximize it while we can, right? If we're being aware and we're paying attention, there's no reason to not maximize.
Yeah.
So let this information teach you how to maximize when you want to get the maximum reach.
Yeah. And just always remember, we don't want to obsess and overthink these things, but these are some strategies that could help you maximize your reach. But just always have it in the back of your mind. What is the first story that I'm posting of the day? What is that story? Like, let's make it engaging. So whatever you post throughout the day, make sure that first post is worthwhile and that it's keeping people sucked in to view the next story. So, that's the 2 main things that have helped us really maximize our story views.
And I want to add one more thing before you close this out. And I think this is one thing that could help if you're struggling with stories and you're maybe struggling with recording your daily life like Victoria does. If you're somebody who has a very busy lifestyle with kids and a husband or whatever the things you have, what we've been working on is a thing called story sets. So when you post a story, post it as a set. So say 4 or 5 stories, and you post those all within an hour, and then just let those go for the next 24 hours. Don't even don't stress about stories, but just make those 4 or 5 stories really good. So if you're going to go do something, if you're getting ready to take some clients for the day, if you're wrapping up your day, you want to sell a product, just post 4 or 5 really good stories and let those views skyrocket. And then maybe in a day or 2, when you're ready to film an entire day and you're ready to have an adventure on your stories, you can do that. But let's look at these as story sets. So let's wake up one day and go, what's my story set going to be about today? It's going to be about what's my client schedule look like today? Here's a few products I'm going to recommend, and here's some openings I have today. Just let those sit. Let the views take you all the way through the 24 hours. And just remember, they'll be gone in a day, and the next day you could try a different strategy or maybe more lifestyle. But when you're trying to, like I said, trying to drive business, we're all businesses here. We're trying to sell products. We're trying to sell our services. We're trying to get clients in the door. Let's be proactive about those things.
Yeah. And not everybody's going to be the same. So you may look at my scenario. I'm a busy mom. I own my own business. So for us, like utilizing story sets is like really, really important for us. But if you're somebody that is just, you're on the go and you don't really care and you're just posting things throughout the day, you making sure that first post is super engaging. And again, not everybody's going to be the same. So look at your own story views and what does the best. Look at your analytics of how many follows you get, how many business address taps you get, because your analytics will most likely look different than ours. So figure out what works best for you. And it's not like you're going to use, not this strategy is going to work for everybody, but making sure that you're looking at your own analytics, just like you do with your reels and all of your other content on Instagram.